Hello traders, it is Saturday, June 4th, 2022. I was chatting with my relative Chuck this morning. I told him I'd sold a put option in Apple. And he asked me if that was good. Well, let's try to answer that question in this video. Using the Thinkorswim platform on the Analyze page, brought up some numbers for Apple. They've got good earnings. They've had generally steadily increasing earnings since 2017. Anyway, the first question you want to ask yourself when you sell a put is, do I want to own the underlying? And in this case, I absolutely would. So let's take a look at the chart of Apple. And I actually have a daily chart on the left and a weekly chart on the right. Well, Apple, like the entire market, has been taken to the woodshed and just beaten up since March. Have we got a bottom in? Well, time will tell. But I do like the fact that we have had a nice run up and maybe hopefully just a small pullback. Now, yesterday, the market and Apple were red, and I like to sell options on red days. The premium's jacked up, and it's just the way I like to run things. So, as I was looking at option chains, I was looking at the charts, and I said to myself, where would I like to get long Apple? And I was thinking down here around 140, 135 would be a good area. So I was looking at June 10th and June 17th options, and I kind of like the 140 strike for June 10th. It'd be a shorter hold than the June 17th, and I could get over $1 premium for that option. Now, for those that don't know, option prices are quoted in pennies, or option prices are quoted per share, but one contract controls 100 shares. So these prices are actually $106 by $109. Now, I sold mine yesterday for $112 or $112. Another reason I did the June 10th versus the June 17th is because of theta decay or time decay. Now, on the option chain here, I've got the Greeks up. Now let's look at the theta. The theta decay for the 140 put is 20 cents a day. The theta for next week or 2 weeks out is 15 cents a day. Now, theta decay is not linear. Here's a chart of theta decay going from 120 days until expiration. Note how in the last 30 days, time decay really kicks in. And I personally like to sell options with around 2 weeks or less until expiration because I think the decay really kicks in at that point. So what happens to my option on June 10th? Well, it depends on what Apple does by June 10th. I sold the 140 strike, so if Apple closes at 140 or higher, that option will expire worthless. If Apple closes underneath 140, I will be assigned 100 shares at $140. I'll still keep the premium though. Now, if that option expires worthless, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to look to do the same thing going out to June 17th or later in time. If I'm assigned shares at 140, hopefully Apple doesn't drift too far below 140. If I'm assigned shares, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to look to sell call options or covered calls against my position. And I'll go out to June 17th or longer, just depending how much premium there is at what strike price I want to sell. So anyway, Chuck, I hope that answers your question. Is that a good thing? I think it's absolutely a good thing. Maybe we'll run a series of videos on this trade for the channel. Until next time, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.